Out on the turf in the cold, chasing down the gold. For us, we're aiming for the gold. Under the stadium lights, we're ready for the fight. In blue, we're reaching for the heights, for the heights. Girls, when we're playing, no time for hesitating. We're gonna take it to the corner. We're gonna play until it's over. Hudson Raiders, yeah, we're bolder. We're gonna run until the whistle, moving fast just like a missile. Pure composure. We're the Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. We're moving up the wing. Hear the home crowd sing. You know we're playing for the blue, me and the whole team. Girls, when we're playing, no time for hesitating. We're gonna take it to the corner. We're gonna play until it's over. Hudson Raiders, yeah, we're bolder. We're gonna run until the whistle, moving fast just like a missile. Pure composure. We're the Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. When the clock runs out, we're still strong. Hudson Raiders, where we belong. Baby, we're the Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. Out on the turf in the cold, chasing down the gold. For us, we're aiming for the gold. Under the stadium lights, we're ready for the fight. In blue, we're reaching for the heights, for the heights. Girls, when we're playing, no time for hesitating. We're gonna take it to the corner. We're gonna play until it's over. Hudson Raiders, yeah, we're bolder. We're gonna run until the whistle, moving fast just like a missile. Pure composure. Out on the turf in the cold, chasing down the goal. For us, we're aiming for the gold. Under the stadium lights, we're ready for the fight. In blue, we're reaching for the heights, for the heights. Girls, when we're playing, no time for hesitating. We're gonna take it to the corner. We're gonna play until it's over. Hudson Raiders, yeah, we're bolder. We're gonna run until the whistle, moving fast just like a missile. Pure composure. We're the Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. We're moving up the wing. Hear the home crowd sing. You know we're playing for the blue, me and the whole team. Girls, when we're playing, no time for hesitating. We're gonna take it to the corner. We're gonna play until it's over. Hudson Raiders, yeah, we're bolder. We're gonna run until the whistle, moving fast just like a missile. Pure composure. We're the Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. When the clock runs out, we're still strong. Hudson Raiders, where we belong. Baby, we're the Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. We're the Hudson Raiders. Out on the turf in the cold, chasing down the goal. For us, we're aiming for the gold. Under the stadium lights, we're ready for the fight. In blue, we're reaching for the heights, for the heights. Girls, when we're playing, no time for hesitating. We're gonna take it to the corner. We're gonna play until it's over. Out on the turf in the cold, chasing down the gold. For us, we're aiming for the gold. Under the stadium lights, we're ready for the fight. In blue, we're reaching for the heights, for the heights. Girls, when we're playing, no time for hesitating. We're gonna take it to the corner. We're gonna play until it's over. Hudson Raiders, yeah, we're bolder. We're gonna run until the whistle, moving fast just like a missile. Pure composure. We're the Hudson Raiders. Hudson Raiders.
Between the new Richmond Tigers and your Hudson Raiders. Tonight is Kid Cancer Night. The players from both teams are wearing pink tonight in honor of those who have been impacted by cancer, those we have lost, those who are fighting, and the survivors who inspire us every day. We stand together as a community in support, hope, and strength, and we dedicate this game to them. We would like to take a moment to acknowledge all the individuals that our players are playing in honor of tonight. All donations from tonight will go to the Rhinos Foundation. Special shout out to our ball kids and future Raider soccer players from Western Wisconsin team WWFC 2015 girls. Please turn your attention to the video board for a message from our captains for this year's team.
Hudson High School, in partnership with the WIAA and the Big Rivers Conference, proudly supports education-based athletics, where the lessons learned extend far beyond today's competition.
High school athletics are rooted in education and are both a privilege and an honor. With that comes the responsibility to show positive sportsmanship and respect for all. Please help create an environment that reflects these values and ensures a meaningful, enjoyable experience for everyone.
As a reminder, alcohol, tobacco, and drug products are strictly prohibited in an area used by public schools in accordance with state law.
At this time, we ask that all who are able to please rise, remove your hats, and join us in honoring our country for the national anthem.
Tonight's anthem was performed by Natalie Rampton, Matea Langenall, and Nora Keach. Now, let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the New Richmond Tigers, number 1, Lily Guess. Number 4, midfielder, Katie Ebnett. Number 5, defender, Lindsay Ritzer. Number 8, midfielder, Brooke Meisner. Number 9, defender, Frankie Rumpsa. Number 10, defender, Keziah Larson. Number 11, forward, Abigail Larson. Number 13, midfielder, Grace Chapman. Number 16, midfielder, Sierra Oldberg. Number 18, midfielder, Grace Stokeland. And starting in goal for the Tigers, number 33, Ashley Jensen. for your Hudson Raiders. Starting at midfield, number 2, Avery Abramson. Starting in goal for the Raiders, number 0, Clara George. Starting on defense, number 6, Kate Lickness. Starting in midfield, number 8, Haley Huntley. Starting in midfield, number 11, Maddie Cruzmark. Starting at forward, number 13, Peyton Killian. Starting at midfield, number 14, Ella Bast. Starting at defense, number 15, Kelsey Roeder. Starting at forward, number 17, Matea Langenall. Starting on defense, number 18, Hayden Amat. And starting at forward, number 22, Natalie Rampton. The head coach for the New Richmond Tigers is Ryan Bang, and the head coach for the Hudson Raiders is Aaron Guerin.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the River Channel broadcast of Hudson Raider Girls Soccer. We have a home match today here at Hudson Raider Stadium, right on the campus of Hudson High School, with the visiting New Richmond Tigers in white on your screen, playing from right to left, and the hometown Raiders team in the blue with the pink socks playing from left to right on your screen tonight. So definitely a good rivalry match here, and one that Raiders are looking to get back on track for after a kind of a slippery start to the season. The Raiders are 2-2-2, it looks like, from a variety of non-conference games and some conference games. Every game, though, tight. So other than the first match where they won 7-1 over Stevens Point, every match other than that has, I think, really been decided by almost one goal every time, and just one time they lost by 2. So Raiders playing well. They have some things to figure out. It's a very new team compared to last year, and they got some chemistry to figure out, is what I guess I would say. And this is a good time to do it. Lots of non-conference games. And ultimately, it's how you do at the end of the season, not the beginning of the season, that tells the tale for a team. So we'll see what happens here. New Richmond always a competitive squad, though, and should be a fun match. It's a beautiful night here in the Hudson River, or the St. Croix River Valley, which is where Hudson is located, for those of you that maybe have not been here or live elsewhere, right on the border with Minnesota, but which has the St. Croix River as the separator. And it's a beautiful night here. It's 70 degrees here at 7 o'clock, and just a great night for soccer. So we see the Raiders with control overall here, keeping it in the Tigers' end of the field. Raiders still looking to kind of put together some sort of scoring opportunity, though. So nothing too exciting yet, but kind of feel things out. There's a nice little crossing pass. Quick turn there, but takeaway by New Richmond, and New Richmond ends that threat. That was Ella Bast who received that ball, and it was more on her outside foot, so kind of had to do a little negotiating, not able to just take a blast and shoot that ball. Soccer is most sports are a game of inches. Soccer definitely is. You need that ball to be in the right place to really be able to do something effective with the ball, and just 6 inches, half a foot makes a big difference. That's a nice little crossover, but taken by the Tigers, and the Raiders will have a throw-in. That was number 13, Peyton Killian, who was on the baseline there. It's a throw-in here by Matea Langenal. Raiders still trying to make some headway there. Ball goes out of bounds there off of Katie Lickness, and Tigers will have the throw-in. Haley Huntley there on the ball. Goes out of bounds, will be Tigers throw-in again, and now they try to push it up the field, but Raiders defense is holding strong. Nice little ball in there by Langenal, but a little too much curve. Sends it in, and the Tigers goalkeeper, who I'm looking for the name. I'm not seeing a goalkeeper on. Oh, there we go. I'm guessing that's Ashley Jensen, junior goalkeeper for the Tigers. Was able to pick that ball up. Raiders back on the attack. Tigers still looking to get the ball really for the first time into Raiders territory. That's a nice ball all the way through to Langenal. He's going to be able to save it. It just puts a little too much on that save, and it gets away from her. Tigers take it. They try a little passing around there. Nice ball movement by the Tigers. And then a clear. That's Lickness on the header. Good collision there. Again, Raiders on it. It's Maddie Krusemark there in the center D for the Raiders. And the Tigers pick that ball up and are going to give it a punt here at about the 5-minute mark into the first half. Raiders' schedule is heavy early on home games, so they played home game against Stevens Point, which they won 7-1. They had a home game against River Falls that they lost 0-1. That's a blast, and there's a score. There's a score for your Raiders. Beautiful shot.
For your Hudson Raiders,
Peyton
number
Killian.
13, Peyton Killian.
Great shot, nicely placed. She kind of was left alone and was able to set that shot up well. And goalkeeper, not much you can do on that. So, but just a well-placed shot, and maybe a little unexpected because it just kind of came to Peyton, and she made a nice quick turn and took the shot. So Raiders on the board at the 5.5-minute mark, taking that all-important 1-goal lead. And now the Tigers will try to get something rolling on offense. They've First about 6 minutes, not much offense from the Tigers, but a lot of game left here. Little left-footed cross, nice ball there, but taken nicely by Jensen of the Tigers. Good punt there. It's going to take a big high bounce. Good head over by the Tigers. That's number 11 of the Tigers, Abigail Larson. Little ball movement there from Katie Ebnett. Trying to get that ball passed around to get it out. Langenall shielding and bringing the ball back to Lickness. Makes a nice turn. Sends the ball across. Langenall on it again. Avery Agrimson there. Passes it over to Langenall. Ramthan with the ball. Out to Langenall, who's got some space. Tries to get across on just, again, that game of inches. That ball was just not quite in a spot where Matea could get her kind of hips and leg turned to get a good cross on there. It's about getting the ball in the right spot. It's about getting that plant foot in the right spot, and then it's delivering the kick. So there's a lot that goes into those, especially when you're on the run and you're getting chased and you're trying to do it quickly. But a good attempt. All right, Tigers back on the attack, sending the ball up the middle. Raiders defense takes it. They work it around, send it out wide. That ball gets just past Haley Huntley. Ball moving around on defense. Back to Lickness. Up to Agrimson. Cruise mark there. Trying to send the ball deep up the middle, but gets a little bit disrupted. And that's Jensen again for the Tigers with the punt. Ball goes over. Heading those bouncers both ways. Richmond now with a little bit of ball control in their offensive end. And that just slips by him, and there'll be a Raiders throw-in on the opposite side of the field. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the River Channel. We try to bring as many student activities and games to you for Hudson High School as possible. We definitely will be broadcasting all the home games for the girls this year. And like I was saying, there's not a whole lot left. But also some away games. So we're going to see. Oh, that's a great turn. Wow. It's a nice
Another
cross.
goal for your Raiders. Number 13, Peyton Killian, assisted by number 17, Matea Langenall.
Langenall with a great cross. And then Peyton Killian with her second goal of the night. Let's see. That's Peyton Killian with her second goal. And Langenall with an assist. All right, Raiders at about the 9-minute mark with a 2-0 lead. Might be finding their groove again here, which will be good. We have another game coming up 2 nights from now against Eau Claire Memorial. That should be an interesting match for the Raiders too. Eau Claire is a larger school. Eau Claire Memorial and Eau Claire North, both the larger high schools. So they should be an interesting match this Thursday. Could be a little rainy. We'll see what the weather looks like, but the temperatures look good for the next few days here in Hudson. A little back and forth here in the middle of the field. Welcome any of our viewers out there. If you're watching YouTube, you can, if you want to enter who you're cheering for and who you are and where you're from, we love to see that. Always like to see who's the furthest away, and we'll give you a shout out. That doesn't mean you have to be from Hudson either. New Richmond, we welcome you as well. So drop a note in the chat. If you're watching on Facebook, I don't monitor that, so we'll just be checking YouTube channel for that. It is the reason the Hudson girls are wearing those pink socks is it's Kick Cancer Night, so it's a fundraiser the girls team is putting on, asking for donations and selling T-shirts, I believe, and
Substitution for the Raiders, number 11, Maddie Kruzmark.
some other pink apparel to go with the Raiders uniforms here tonight. So little pregame, I don't know if ceremony is the right word, but a little shout out in the pregame for the night, and it's always very nice that the girls get involved in that stuff, and the parents who help out. So we appreciate all of it. Another ball, oof, Killian is in the right place. That ball fell right to her foot, but again, that was her outside foot. And it's very hard to get that turn when that ball's on the outside. And
Correction, substitution number 16, Rowan Deckard.
all right, Raiders with a corner kick. This should be interesting. The Raiders earlier in the season in a couple games did well on corner kicks. We'll see what they do here. It's a really nice ball, kind of right where you want it. Oof. Likeness gets a chance to take the shot. Doesn't quite get all the power on that she probably wanted. But nonetheless, it goes off a Tiger, and the Raiders get another corner kick. Haley Huntley lined up for the corner. It's a nice ball, curving outward. Oof. I think that was New Richmond, actually, who that ball went off of. But, again, nice save there from Ashley Jensen of the Tigers. Ball goes off Lickness, and it'll be a throw in here for the Tigers. About 12 and a half minutes into the first half, Raiders of Hudson taking the lead at 2-0 for the time being. Ball comes in the middle. That's number 1, Lily Guess, who had the ball for the Tigers, and the Raiders kind of took it away from behind, sending the ball deep up the middle. It's a very fast ball up the middle, so a little hard for Peyton Killian to handle it, and goalkeeper for New Richmond picks that ball up. So New Richmond, let's kind of see how their season has started off here. Looks like they've had a few games as well. Playing, well, let me see, I gotta keep scrolling to see the start of their season, but looks like they have played. All right, I think we got our turning point. There we go. Their first match was against Superior, Wisconsin, and New Richmond won that game 2-0. That's Raiders have a match with Superior coming up next week, so that should be interesting. New Richmond then played and defeated Somerset by a solid 7-0, so the 2-0 record there. Looks like they tied Marshfield, tied Baldwin Woodville. Took a loss, a close loss, 0-1 to Onalaska. And that's where they sit. So 2-1-2 record for New Richmond, 2-2-2 record for the Raiders. We got a nice hot air balloon up in the sky. It's just a beautiful night here. All right, Raiders throw in deep in their own territory. Langenau with the throw into Ramthen. Bring it all the way back to Lickness. He's going to put a ball up to the middle. And I think they're calling an inadvertent handball possibly there. Looked like it did bounce awkwardly up into Peyton Killian. Let's see, I got a little replay. Could be. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I watched the replay, not quite sure. Ball takes some bounces in New Richmond's favor. They get it deeper in the territory, and they're pressuring to try to keep it down there. Errant pass by the Raiders, though, and New Richmond is able to hang on to it. Cross there by number 4 of the Tigers. That is Katie Bebnet. Raiders defense keeping things somewhat under control, and a slip over there on New Richmond, and the ball gets by, and that'll be a Raiders throw-in with substitution coming in for the Raiders. Hot air balloons, geese flying across the field. Sun is out still. Just a great night for soccer.
Substitution for the Raiders, number 3, Lily Rubenzer.
Ball back and forth there on the throw-ins. Another throw for the Tigers here. Nice ball by Ramthen up to Langenau. She's going to use her speed. She's quite speedy. Gets it down there, just gets a little, she's able to send it across, but just a little too tight to the goal. And Tigers with the throw in. So the Raiders' schedule so far is the win against Stevens Point, and then the close loss to River Falls. Then they played in some weekend games against DC Everest, which they tied that game 1-1. And Edgewood High School, which was also a win for the Raiders. So that was their second win. They won that game by a score of 2-1. So tight games there. They then also played Middleton High School to a 0-0 draw. And finally, their last match just a few days ago was against Madison Memorial High School, which the Raiders lost by a score of 0-2 in that match. So all very tight games, which bodes well for the Raiders.
Number 3, Claire Ziller.
And a lot of games coming up. Usually, honestly, in the past few years, as announcing the girls' soccer does not have as many matches. So this seems like a lot this year, which is exciting. So New Richmond tonight, Eau Claire Memorial on Thursday. Looks like Saturday, another weekend game for the Raiders. So they'll be out at Wausau, playing Wausau West High School. And then next week on Monday, a game against Superior, and a game Tuesday against Eau Claire North. And then a few days later, they play at Kimberly High School, and a game against Holman, which is probably in the same general area. So lots of games coming up. There we go. Langenau on it, makes a nice little cut move, gets a little deep, has to send it back, it's there, and it just, again, timing is everything, because if there's somebody that's going to bury that shot, it's number 22, Natalie Ramthen there, but it's all timing. Even when you watch the pros, people wonder how do they miss and how do they put the ball over the goal, and it's all timing. It's not always perfect, and you do the best you can. So good effort there by the Raiders. That was really nice passing play by Langenau. Nice cut move for her to get open, and she realized she did not have a good angle for a shot, so she sends the ball right to the sweet spot, and Ramthen was there, so they're doing everything right, and they'll be able to capitalize down the road. But those are good plays to build confidence and start putting things together for this offense. All right, Lickness on the ball. Sends it over to Deckard. Up to Ramthen. Takes a couple touches, does a cutback. Takes her time. I like that. Not forcing. You know, sometimes you think you can force it, and maybe you can, but I love seeing patience. It's a nice ball. Off the crossbar. Although, yeah, that hit the football crossbar, I believe. So that's going to end up being a goal kick. It happens so fast that sometimes it's hard to see. Yeah, it was off the football crossbar. Of course, my 20-year-old boys would just say maybe I'm getting old and I can't see so well. So who knows what it is. But I think I do pretty good. So anyway, that's part of being a dad, right? Here we go.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 6, Layla Soltbrick.
Quick kick by the Raiders. Oh, now it's a throw-in. I think there's a little... now it's a kick. A little miscommunication there. That happens. Referee's all over it, though. Not sure what the penalty was. Oof, that's a... I thought that was actually a good... That almost could have scored if she set that ball up a little differently. But here we go. It's going to be another goal kick here for the Tigers. So the Tigers play actually in a whole different division in Wisconsin soccer. They play in a smaller school division. And so, but however, because there's not lots of soccer teams out here on the west side of the state, they're in a conference that's mixed. And I think there's actually 3 different levels of programs. So, again, nice play there. Good ball in. Good pursuit by Lily Rubenzer. But just tough to time that right. So these teams do not play each other in the playoffs once the season is over, because they get into the statewide playoff circuit and play schools more aligned to their sizes. But these games for schools like New Richmond against bigger schools helps them really prepare well for those playoff matches as well. And they're often quite competitive even with the big schools. So nice ball there, right there. Ooh, great grab. Wow. Solid pull from Ashley Jensen of the Tigers. She catches that ball cleanly and took any hope the Raiders had of doing something there out of the picture. These kind of things kind of can energize the offense too when the goalkeeper makes a heck of a play like that.
Substitution for the Raiders, number 2, Avery Agrimson, and number 9, Alyssa Vinipol.
All right, ball comes out wide. Raiders on it. It's number 2, Avery Agrimson, playing the right wing now with Matea Langenall getting a breather. About 24 minutes into the first half. Hometown Raiders continue to lead by a score of 2-0 over the New Richmond Tigers. For those of you unfamiliar, New Richmond is a town kind of directly, well, not directly, maybe it's directly, northeast of Hudson. So I actually live in the township of Hudson, which is on the east side. And then New Richmond kind of butts right up to there. So they're actually kind of neighboring communities, and there's probably some familiarity between these girls and the soccer teams they play on in the summers and winters and when they were younger. But definitely a rivalry kind of match. You don't want to lose to your neighbors. That for the Raiders, that's largely River Falls and New Richmond. So, and vice versa. New Richmond definitely does not like to lose to Hudson either. So that makes these games always more fun to watch. Love the town of New Richmond, though. Lots of great restaurants and fun things to do there. Beautiful sports campus at New Richmond High School. Great little community. Okay, Tigers chase it down and get the goal kick. We'll have some subs coming in here, and then we'll get this game rolling again. After those games against Kimberly and Holman, though, the Raiders have come back and they've got away games.
Substitution for the Raiders, number 12, Mallory Abrahamson. And substitution for the Tigers, number 9, Frankie Rumpsa, and number 18, Grace Stokeland.
Lots of subs there. Our student announcer did a great job catching all those. And looks like it's going to be a free kick here for New Richmond. I did not see the infraction, but here we go. This will be a good chance for the Tigers to put that ball into potential scoring area. Sneaks through. No Tigers kind of in the area, but the Raiders get a big clear, and that'll be a throw-in for the Tigers. So the Raiders finish the season with games at Menominee, at Chippewa Falls, at River Falls, at Wisconsin Rapids, and then at New Richmond. So these teams will have a second meeting in about the middle of May, so about a month from now. And then the Raiders have a home game against Rice Lake and then one more away game at Eau Claire Memorial. So they really do end with 6 away games to end the season. But those games aren't too far away, most of them, and you do what you got to do. So weather can always have an impact on these schedules as well. That's why Superior is being played on a Monday night. That game was canceled, I believe, due to weather a couple weeks ago and rescheduled. And that's a long haul for Superior. Those games are long for the Hudson Superior. They're in the same conference, but Superior, it's probably a good 2.5 to 3 hours for a match. So
Substitution for the Raiders, number 13, Peyton Killian. And substitution for the Tigers, number 13, Grace Chapman.
All right, Peyton Killian back in the match with her 2 goals. We have our first poster on YouTube. Clara George's granny. Good to have you, Grandma. From Eagan, Minnesota. Love Eagan. My wife lived there for a while before we got married. That was a while ago now, probably 30-some years ago. Was a great town then. It's probably a better town now, but probably bigger and a little wilder than it was before. And lots of good sports there with the Vikings facility and good high school athletics on that side of the cities. Big blast there for the Raiders, but sends it wide. And that'll be another goal kick for the Tigers. We welcome everyone and anyone, whether you're cheering for the Raiders, cheering for the Tigers, cheering just here watching the game for some good soccer. Pop a comment in and let us know where you're from. So far, Eagan is our furthest fan so far. I bet there's somebody further than that, though. Here we go. Back and forth at the middle of the field. Raiders back on the attack. Another deep shot by Killian, looking for the hat trick, sends it just over the goal. So Killian with her 2 goals today, that's putting her near the team lead. According to the statistics that I have, Natalie Rampton is sitting at 3 goals. And Avery Agramson with 2 goals. And now Peyton Killian with 2 goals.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 4, Katie Ebnett.
I do not have stats, though, from a couple games, so I may not have those numbers completely right. I'm basing them off of the information I've been able to get from some parents, some players, and from watching things online. So, foul there on the Raiders. Hayden Ahmet with the push off from behind. And again, New Richmond's going to get a nice spot for a free kick here. See if they can do something with it. They're still looking for their real first scoring opportunity. Rampton on it. Gets harassed from behind a little bit there sends the ball up. That's Killian again looking for the hat trick, but that ball just had a little too much pace on it and is collected by the goalkeeper. Raiders really doing a nice job kind of the in and out passing to work the ball up the field, finding seams and trying to create some crossing opportunities. Classic soccer there. No kick and run too much and working that ball up the field, which is going to help them greatly when they get into more matches through the season. Rampton over to Deckard. Can't see some of those numbers on the far side. The numbers on the front of the jerseys are so small. Blast there by New Richmond trying to just get that ball up there to see what can happen, but too far in front, and Raiders get the clear. Big ball through. There we go. Rampton's going to have a little breakaway here. They're closing in, forcing her out wide. She's going to take a left-footed shot. Nice shot, though. It's tough. If you're not a lefty, that's a pretty good blast there, but nobody really to dump it off to because she was so far in advance. But nice play. Good save, too, by goalkeeper Ashley Jensen of the Tigers. If it wasn't for Jensen, I think the score would be about 4 or 5-0 so far. She's made some nice plays. Collision there, but no foul. Happens. Soccer is a very physical sport, and not everything is a foul. Used to be a mentality that, soccer was no contact, but that's really not the case at all. All right, that ball goes out across the goal line, and that'll be a goal kick here at the 33-minute mark for the Tigers. We have Matea Langenal entering the game, and Natalie Rampton getting a breather here.
Substitution for the Raiders, number 17, Matea Langenal.
And here comes the goal kick. Nice play. Oh, it was the right idea there for the Tigers. Good pass back. Just maybe the wrong angle. But they're still on it. They're all over the place, working hard. Tigers trying to get something cooking, and Raiders defense just puts the kibosh on that. Langenal pushing up the sideline, using her skills and speed. Sneaks across. Oof. Killian right there. Sells the goalkeeper to disrupt it. Goes off Killian's foot, and that's going to be yet another goal kick for the Tigers. Tigers play it short, going to try to work it up the field. Ends up being a Raiders throw-in, though. Lily Rebenzer on it. Winds up for a big shot there from about 22 yards out and gets popped off of the Tigers. There's a chase down for it, but Rebenzer keeps it where the Raiders want it, and they're going to have a nice corner kick opportunity here at about the 35-minute mark. Looks like Lickness coming in to take that corner kick. It's a good ball. Nice spot right on the outside of the end zone there. A lot of ping-ponging the ball around, but Raiders control it. Tigers, though, playing tough D, blocking, getting in the way of everything. Ball flits around, but it'll be picked up by New Richmond, and we'll have a goal kick here at the 36-minute mark. It's a great punt. Raiders again playing it up the field. That's Avery Agrimson, number 2. Gets it over to Langenau. He's going to try to put it up the middle, but there's a lot of defense there. They're keeping a couple bodies always around Killian right now because she's kind of asserted her authority with 2 goals in this match so far. Too much pace on that ball, too much for Langenau, even with her speed to get to it, and that's going to be Tigers throwing. Tigers trying to get that ball back up to the offensive unit, but the Raiders there in the way. And we got the Lickness clan out in South Dakota. So now, yep, I figured we had somebody further than Egan. Watching their granddaughter, Kate Lickness, for the Raiders. So welcome, and hopefully things out in South Dakota are good. We had our stream of tornadoes last week go through southern Minnesota down by Rochester and into Wisconsin. So hopefully you didn't have those before they hit us. Here we go. Free kick here for the Tigers. Ball goes up. Mallory Abramson there in the middle with the ball. Raiders, Maddie Krusemark with the ball out to the sideline to Lickness, who sends it up nicely to Rubenzer. He's going to then send it up further to Agrimson. And that ball's going to be kicked out by the Tigers. The Raiders will have a throw-in. We're now down to about a minute and a half left in the first half. Enough time that something could happen either way, so we'll kind of wait and see here. Throw in here. Little pass back. Kicked out again by the Tigers. Nice throw into Abramson. He's going to bring it all the way back. Tries to send it out wide to Langenau, a little too wide. We're now down to about a minute in the half. When halftime hits, we will take about
1 minute remaining in the half, and a reminder to stick around during halftime for the fundraiser to support the Rhinos Foundation.
So there'll be about a 10-minute break at halftime. So if you got to let the dog out, you want to go warm up some dinner maybe. If you're eating a late dinner, do what you got to do, and we'll be back. There's this Kick Cancer fundraiser, little activity at halftime. It might be a little longer than 10 minutes, but I'd say 10 minutes will be pretty tight. So enjoy your little halftime break, and we will see you back shortly after this. Throw in here for the Raiders. Off-balance crossing chance there. Richmond able to get the clear.
9,
and we're going to wrap it up here, and we'll see you back in about 10 minutes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we are back for the second half. Welcome to everyone. We pick up where we left off with the Raiders with a 2-0 lead over the visiting New Richmond High School Tigers in white. So the Tigers now playing from left to right on your screen if you're just tuning in, and the Raiders in blue with pink socks playing from right to left on your screen. Raiders are wearing those socks for a kick cancer fundraiser going on here where they collected money before the game. I think sold some T-shirts, collected money during the game. Good work by the girls and their families to make that happen. All right, we have the Cruzamark family tuning in from Naples, Florida. Nice. Love Naples. Get down to that area every year. That's Maddie Cruzamark, number 11. So thanks for tuning in. It's probably starting to get a little warm down there, I'm guessing, but maybe not quite yet. So, but love that area. I get down there every winter. Here we go. New Richmond with the throw in here. Going to see if they can put something together here. There's not much wind. My colleague Nikos Wired here, who is in charge of all the technical things that bring you this broadcast, the sound, the video, the internet connection, everything. And I were just saying that there is no air movement tonight. So it's cool. It's not, I mean, it's not hot, but but there is no wind, which makes for an interesting game. So there's no benefit of being on either side of the field here tonight. Usually there can be a very big difference with which way you're playing. All right, New Richmond with the kick here. They kept the score reasonable at 2-0, and they're going to see if they can put something on the board here and make this game a little more interesting. But the Raiders, of course, are going to do what they can to try to put this one away early. All right, there's number 11, Maddie Cruzamark there with the ball up to Ramthen. Ball just got a little bit away from her. And we'll end up with a Raiders throw. Well, Naples is further than South Dakota, so sorry, Likenesses, you're not the furthest anymore. Last fall with the boys soccer team, there was a young man from Spain, and his family would get up in the middle of the night to watch every match, so they were always going to be the furthest, I think. One year we had a couple of families in Europe, so we had some good competition on that distance. But here we go, foul on the Tigers. Raiders with the kick. That's Hayden Ahmet ready to set it up. She can put it right in the scoring area, so this could be interesting. That's a pretty good ball there. Kind of bouncing around off the Raiders. Ramthen gets it out wide. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Tigers, deep in their own territory. So again, if you are a Raiders fan, there's a big, nice play there by the Raiders. First shot of the half. I'm not sure that's going to constitute a shot, but easily handled there by Jensen. And she'll take the punt. Trying to identify who we have in at goal now in the second half for the Raiders. Looking for the jersey number, but can't hardly see it here at this angle. Raiders back on the attack, trying to thread the needle. Disrupted by New Richmond. The Raiders pick it up again. Oh, nice play there. Nice play there by Matea Langenall. She tries to sneak one in on the near post there. Goes off the goalkeeper, and the Raiders will have a corner kick opportunity, and that looks like Haley Huntley queuing up the kick over there. Nice ball in. Again, lots of Tigers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus a goalkeeper, at least 8 defenders in there trying to disrupt that. That could be challenging to score on. Again, into Killian, who's got two goals for the Raiders, and a blast by Ramthen. Sends it right to the goalkeeper, though, and she's able to handle that. It's Ashley Jensen, and she's going to take the kick here. Richmond doing a lot of good things, just not quite able to sneak it past the Raiders' defense yet. Nice ball there by Langenau. Puts that cross across nicely, but nobody really home for that, unfortunately. Hate to waste that great opportunity, but that's how the game goes. Good clear there by the Tigers. Raiders pick it up, though. Try to keep it up. Krusemark trying to chase that down, but it was kind of spinning, moving in weird ways. Got Kelsey Roeder in there as well for the Raiders, number 15. Number 2, Avery Egrimson. That ball sneaks out of bounds off the Tigers, and it'll be another Raiders throw in at about the 46-minute mark. A wild time of year for sports and school because the school calendar is winding down, the season's winding down. Lots of events at the end of the year for these girls with those that are graduating and those that aren't. Even if you're not graduating, there's lots of concerts and other things going on that keep your focus on the soccer a little bit off kilter. So, but Coach Gehring does a great job of keeping these girls where they need to be. It's going to be a fun season here. Raiders bring it back. Looks like that might have been a goalie change for the Raiders, and Amelia Farkas in goal for them now. She's a freshman. Getting a little time in, which is good. Another tough angled shot, but deflected out by New Richmond's goalkeeper, and the Raiders will get that corner kick. Sometimes people don't understand why teams work so hard to get a corner kick, that sometimes they'll forego some other opportunities because it's just a free pass to put the ball into kind of the sweet spot, the scoring spot for the team. That was a nice corner kick, just kind of went right to the goalkeeper, though, and she gives it a ride. Egrimson on it. Roeder picks it up, sends a deep ball up. I think she was hoping to get a little more height on that so it would hang up and let the strikers get on it, but it just was a little too solid. Knee blast there, and the ball comes up. Nice ball out to Langenau, ended up with it, but it was kind of a bouncy, wild ball, and that ball gets sent high and wide, and another corner kick here for the Tigers. They play it short, send it up the field. It's going to be collected by Lickness. He tries another attempt to get it up, but New Richmond playing the angles pretty well there defensively. And pick that pass off. Frankie Rumsa there with a nice play on defense for New Richmond. And again, Ashley Jensen picking up those balls. And Jensen's a junior, so New Richmond should be having her back again next year, which will be, if you got a solid senior goalkeeper, that's very, very helpful. So that'll be fun for them next year. Okay, Raiders back on it. It's Haley Huntley. Sends it out, and Langenall tries to send it in, but again goes right to the goalkeeper. Raiders seem to have that ball kind of magnetized to the goalkeeper. If they can keep that ball about 5 yards further out, you're going to start seeing a few more opportunities. Got to kind of take that final look and try to place that ball a little bit away. Ball comes across. And New Richmond playing the angles well, and oof. That was Killian again. And kind of a tough shot there. She actually gets good power on it, but you kind of lose the accuracy when you kind of shooting blind. She kind of had her back to the goal and had to do a quick turn. So she actually did quite remarkably well on that shot in that position.
Substitutions for the Raiders, number 3, Lily Rubenzer, and number 16, Rowan Deckard.
Big throw in for the Raiders, but picked off again by New Richmond. They're keeping this game close, so you just never know what can happen if you keep the ball game within a couple goals. You might get a PK, you might get a breakaway. Hard to say. Raiders, that's why they want to be pushing for that potential 3-goal lead, because that starts to make you feel a little more comfortable than a 2-goal lead. Ball goes in. Rampton on it, using her skills and muscle to keep that ball and keep possession. Oh, what a play! That was Langenall into Killian again, and she gets a nice deflection. But New Richmond again playing those defensive angles well and keeping that ball out of the goal. But almost 13 minutes into the second half, hometown Raiders in blue maintaining the 2-0 lead over the visiting New Richmond High School Tigers in white. Dusk is setting in, so the stadium lights are on, and we'll be probably converting here a little bit more and more to that light. Great stadium here at Hudson High School. It's not so new anymore, but it's still pretty new. It's probably only about 5 years. My oldest son was the first year they played soccer here. It was during COVID, and he just graduated from college. He's about a year out of college, so that's about 5 years for the stadium. But it's a beaut. And it's so great that it's here on the campus of the high school. The old stadium was at an elementary school about 1.5 miles or so from the high school. So there was always the dilemma of getting kids there for training or things like that. It was small. The stadium in Hudson is pretty great. It's right on one of the main roads, so people driving by, seeing the lights, the excitement. Pretty cool environment. New Richmond has a similar stadium right on a main road, and quite a nice stadium as well. All right, Raiders bringing it back all the way back to the goalkeeper, trying to spread things out a little bit. New Richmond on the attack, though. Ruff's making a call. Collision there. Maybe he felt there was a little push on the collision. I kind of thought it wasn't quite as egregious, but I don't have quite the angle, or I'm not as close as the referee. So we'll go with his judgment for sure. Nice ball through for the Raiders. Just a little low. Kind of like to pop that up a little bit more so that it keeps the goalkeeper a little more honest. But it's a nice play. Not sure what the call. It must have been an offsides call on that play. So New Richmond will have a kick here. Again, if you're tuning in and want to drop a note in the chat about who you're rooting for And where you're from, we always like to know. We've got Eagan, Minnesota. We got South Dakota covered, and now we've got Naples, Florida. So 3 states, and always good to have people tuning in. Our game on Thursday will be broadcast as well, but I do believe it's a 5 p.m. start. You may want to double check that, but that's what my material says. It's a little odd of a time, but sometimes games get rescheduled and there's other events going on, or the other team needs to get back for something. So I believe it's a 5 o'clock start.
Substitution for the Tigers. Number 3, Claire Ziller, and number 7, Cadence Ritt.
Raiders with a chance, and again gets into Ashley Jensen, goalkeeper for the Tigers, and she plays that ball well, and will have a punt. Let's see. Yeah, yep. Thursday's game will be against Eau Claire Memorial at 5 p.m. So for those of you tuning in, it's an earlier start. If you're commuting home or you're going to miss part of that game, just know we do post the entire game on the YouTube on the River Channel. So you can, if you do miss the game and want to watch it later, you'll be able to do that. Blast by the Raiders. Again, Ashley Jensen playing the angle well, playing, really handling the ball well, keeping the score tight. Raiders kind of have a little bit of that kick the ball at the goalie on their feet right now, so they got to shake that off and start kicking that ball away from the goalie, because every shot seems to be right at the goalkeeper. I always used to tell, I coached for over 30 years, and I would tell my players, don't look at the goalie when you're shooting, because it sort of tricks your brain into kicking the ball at the goalie. You got to look at the open spot when shooting, but it's very hard to not look at the goalkeeper, because you want to know where they're at. So here we go. Raiders with another corner kick opportunity. Got some good physicality going on in the goal there. Number 3, Lily Rebenzer was in there, getting a little close to the goalkeeper, and gets a little bit of a shove. I love seeing it. Goalie says, this is my territory. Rebenzer, though, stayed strong and kept herself where she wanted to be. Okay. Again, Raiders on the attack. Richmond's defense holding strong, though, playing good angles and strategically going after the ball when need be. It's got some space.
Substitution for the Tigers. Number 4, Katie Ebnett.
Raiders with the clear. Richmond working that ball around now. I've seen a little more ball control. Bringing the ball back, trying to push it up. Good ball movement by New Richmond, but Raiders are there to play it off a little bit. We're now 20 minutes into the second half, so we have a final 20 minutes coming up. Hudson Raiders in blue continue to lead 2-0 over the visiting New Richmond Tigers in white. Raiders going to move it around. Oof. Trying to move it around. Goalkeeper Amelia Farkas there. Maybe didn't realize there was an offensive player very close, and that was darn close for New Richmond. That's why Raiders want to try to tack on another goal or two. And here comes a corner kick now for New Richmond. It's a really nice kick. And that ball went in. Headed off of New Richmond, and now we've got ourselves a ball game, folks. 2-1. I'm going to kind of see who headed that. It's a very nice corner kick. Kind of right into that scoring
Goal for the
spot.
Tigers, number 11.
Lofty comes
Abigail
down.
Larson.
Oh, yeah, Raiders actually. That's an own goal on the Raiders. But nonetheless, it scores, and now we've got a tight game, 2-1, with about little over 18 minutes left in the match. And Raiders, I think we're going to see them attacking quite vigorously here, but we will see. They send it out wide. New Richmond's got some momentum now, and we'll have a throw-in.
Substitution for the Raiders, number 2, Avery Agramson, and number 9, Alyssa Vinipol.
All right. So a couple new Raiders in. Alyssa Vinipol and Lily Rebenzer back in.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 18, Grace Stokeland.
Here we go, up to... Oh, heck of a combination there. I think that was Rampin with taking the ball deep. Knew she didn't have a good angle to shoot. Nope, that was number 13, Peyton Killian, actually. Another great play by her. She brings it out to Matea Langenal, who, again, like I said, you wonder how do they kick the ball over the goal, but it's timing. You don't have a chance to set. You don't want to stop the ball and try to set up for a perfect shot, because then the defense will get on you, and when you rush, you often kick a little early, but sometimes you got to kick it early and you send the ball over the goal. All right. Blast for the Raiders from distance, sends it wide, and that'll be a goal kick for New Richmond. New Richmond, all their games close, just like the Raiders, so this should be no surprise, I guess, based on what we've seen from both teams so far this year. Raiders scored 2 fairly early, Peyton Killian with both of them, but yet probably the last at least 40 minutes probably without a goal now. Certainly had chances, but Ashley Jensen, goalkeeper for New Richmond, has played well. New Richmond's defense has played well when it counts. The Raiders are getting the ball down, but the defense of the Tigers is stopping them when they have to. And an unfortunate own goal for the Raiders there on that corner kick, but nonetheless, it is what it is, and see a little more energy out of the Raiders right now too. They want to put another goal or two on the board here. And New Richmond, of course, energized by the score. Comes Langenal. She puts that ball out there trying to use her speed, but it's a little too far. And number 10 of New Richmond, that is Kezia Larson. Apologies if I'm saying that wrong, with the putting that ball out of bounds. It's a beautiful night here in Hudson, Wisconsin. I'm guessing there's not as many people. Oh, Raiders with so many chances here. Jensen just balls deflecting off her, playing so good in goal right now for New Richmond. Raiders with two good opportunities there to score, but both go off the goalkeeper, which is sort of the tail of the offense right now. All right, New Richmond trying to get it out of their defensive end. Raiders fighting to keep it in. And that ball did sneak over the line, so that's going to be a goal kick for the Tigers. We're now down to about 14 minutes. It's a tight game. Both teams looking for a win here. Raiders want to get back with they're 2-2-2. They'd love to get more wins than losses and ties on their record, and New Richmond also would love to get that win.
Substitution for the Raiders, number 8, Haley Huntley, and number 22, Natalie Rampton.
Ball in, big bounce, Jensen on it. Langano. Little deflection pass to the middle. Pace of this game has really picked up. New Richmond's been truly energized by that goal and are sensing that maybe there's a chance. And the Raiders also picking up the pace because they don't have that comfortable 2-goal lead now, and they want to hang on and make some things happen here. All right, Raiders get it out wide, get the turn. It's a nice cross. Again, just a little tight to the goal. You kind of want to bring that ball out to like the tip of the football end zone there, because that goalkeeper probably won't come out that far, and that gives your offense a chance to pick up the ball. You put it too close, and the goalkeeper's all over it, as we've seen routinely with Jensen on this end of the field. Okay, here we go. We are moving into the final 12 minutes of this match. Every minute, Raiders keep it in the offense, their offensive end. Helps them hold on to that potential victory. Foul there on the Tigers, a trip. Raiders will have a free kick. This will be a dangerous spot for them. Rampton is queuing up to take this kick. My guess is she's going to put it kind of right between the S and the O in the end zone. Pretty close, but it's got a little curl. A little collision, but that's not necessarily against the rules. Hit the ball and made for an interesting play. Goes off of New Richmond, though, and it'll be a Raiders throw-in. That's off the Raiders. That'll be New Richmond throw, about as deep in their territory as they can be. New Richmond sending in a sub. Richmond has a very heavy underclass roster. Quite a few freshmen and sophomores on that team, so that bodes well for the future of their program to have so many young players getting some serious action, a lot of them playing. A nice duck just fly over the field. Love it. Can't see it on camera, I suppose, but it was kind of shining in the stadium lights. Looks like a foul here on New Richmond, and the Raiders, again, have a ball in a great location. It's going to be a little...
For the Tigers, number 8, Brooke Meisner.
Be a little bit of a cry. Raiders there. They had the chance again, but Ashley Jensen, the goalkeeper for New Richmond, is just playing really outstanding ball. She's in the right spot every time. She's handling the ball well. Raiders again, bring it out. Oof, that one goes off Jensen. Out of bounds will be another corner kick for the Raiders. We're just under 10 minutes left in the match. Raiders trying to put a little stamp on this one and get a little breathing room for these last 10 minutes, but New Richmond defense has just played out of their minds in stopping the offense of the Raiders tonight. Raiders again on it from far out, but again right to Jensen, and she is able to pick that up. So we got Graham and Grandpa Farkas here from in Fremont. Good to have you. Glad you could tuning in and sharing. Hard collision there, but that can happen. Not always a foul. Shoulder to shoulder. Ball comes up. Oh, here comes, oof, that's close again, but well played. Langenau on it. All right, I just pulled up Fremont, Wisconsin. I'm assuming that's the Fremont. Okay, over by Appleton, kind of. That's beautiful country. Thanks for tuning in, Graham and Grandpa Farkas. Raiders continue to push. We're down to about 8 minutes left in the match. They send the ball through. Raiders chasing it down in case something happens, but Jensen is there. Richmond's had some solid years in conference play. I believe it was just maybe 2 or 3 years ago they were the division champs or the conference champs, I believe. So this program's got some history to it, and Raiders, though, doing everything they can to maintain that lead. Down to about 7.5 minutes. Good cut move there. Another cut. Another cut. Sneaks it through. Goes for the far post. Langenau just not able to get there. It's a really nice play, though. Some nice cut moves. Unselfishly kind of puts that ball out there, hoping that somebody will be streaking in. Langenau's just one step behind. Matea's usually one step right where she wants to be, but again, timing is tough. You just don't know where that ball's going to be, so you play it and see what happens. All right, Raiders back on it. Comes Ramphin.
Number 13, Peyton Killian.
Killian takes a shot to the kind of the chin and the chest there, but keeps playing. Cut back. Nice play. Back to Killian. A little heel move. Really nice move there. And just again, those Tigers playing some really good angles on defense. And when I mean that, I mean you kind of look for where you predict where the person with the ball is going to pass, and you cut that angle off. And it's awfully hard to be doing it quite as well as New Richmond is tonight, but they were doing a nice job on that, which is why they're sticking in the game. Raiders are usually able to pick through that, and they're making good plays, but New Richmond, again, playing some really good defense. All right, ball comes in. Down to about 6 minutes left in the match. Big ball up. New Richmond knows they got to get the ball in there if they want to have a chance at getting a tying score at least. Raiders on it. Gonna sub here.
Substitution for the Raiders, number 14, Ella Bast.
Here we go. Now the Raiders got something cooking. They got some. Take a long shot through. Goes off Jensen. She deflects it, and there's just enough defense there again to disrupt the opportunity, and we're now down to about 5 minutes. Raiders maintaining that 1-goal lead. As long as they keep it in this offensive end, that's obviously to their advantage, and the ultimate goal is to keep possession of it down here, but they would love to put another score on the board. And that ball goes off. It'll be a corner kick, or a goal kick, sorry. But those type of kicks, they just tick time off the clock. And New Richmond getting queued up to take the kick. They're going to play it short and try to work it up against the Raiders. Big ball up the sideline. That's going to be a Raiders throw. 4.5 minutes left in the match. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and thank my colleague Nikos for his good work. There's a blast for the Raiders. Oh, again, right. Heck of a left-footed shot. Good play, and just New Richmond player right on the angle of that shot. But again, thanks to Nikos for good work on the broadcast. I'm Jeff. Always good to be here. Can't wait to see what happens Thursday night with Eau Claire Memorial. And can't wait to see what happens here. We got 4 minutes of an exciting match, too. So New Richmond with the throw. Over the heads of everyone. Raiders on it. Trying to get the turn, and stays in. Now New Richmond with another throw-in. Inching the ball down the field, throw-in by throw-in. Getting it closer and closer. Raiders let it sneak all the way through, and will take the goal kick and burn off a good chunk of time. Farkas lining up to take that kick. Got some substitutes. That's going to drain some time off the clock also. So we're down to about 3 minutes in the match. Farkas with a very nice kick. It's all the way into the offensive end, and the Ramthan hounding that ball to try to get it back, forces a throw in for the Raiders. Langen all on it. Going to throw it down the line to Ramthan. And that is kicked out off of New Rich. Ooh. All right, referee called it as a New Richmond throw-in, so it's close. We got a little police action coming down the main road. I told you the stadium was on the main road, and that's a good indicator. You got 2 squad cars heading somewhere. Hopefully everybody's all right, and it's nothing too bad. Big ball over. New Richmond with the clear.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 4, Katie Ebnett.
We are now at about the 2-minute mark. New Richmond on the attack, though. Raiders, though, playing some good defense as well. Both these teams playing very exceptional defense today on both ends of the field. The Raiders in keeping the ball in their offensive end, and the Tigers playing exceptionally well, keeping the ball out of their net, tightening down when they have to. All right, here we go. Ramthan again on it. Sneaks it through the legs, actually a little nutmeg move, and but New Richmond gets the clear. Ultimately, we're now down to 1.5 minutes. Again, I want to thank everyone for tuning into River Channel. We broadcast baseball games, concerts, civic events, government events. So if you are a Hudson resident, there's lots of reasons to keep an eye on the River Channel. If you're a visitor, we do broadcast as many of the home games for, I think, pretty much all the major sports at Hudson. That ball sneaks through. Oh, nobody home for the Raiders. Down to the final minute now. Again, hope everybody has a great night. Good luck to New Richmond. We will see
1
you.
minute remaining.
We will see you again in about a month. I imagine we may be broadcasting that game because New Richmond is not too far away. Good luck to our friends in New Richmond and their season to that point, and look forward to the Raiders adding to this potential win streak. It looks like they're going to pull it out with 30 seconds left. Raiders still attacking. They really want to get that other goal, but it's New Richmond defense just all over the place. So 20 seconds left. Again, appreciate all of you. It's been a wonderful match, fun game to watch, good close game, and we'll see you all back here on Thursday night for the Eau Claire game at 5 o'clock. Remember, it's an earlier start. Have a good night. Oh, Raiders almost. Tack it on with 3 seconds left, but that's it, folks. Have a great night.